I was just thinking about this situation with the religions and the government stuff and how people are so self-convinced that they're right, how they pick these, think that these politicians are the ones, or that this religion is the one. And so if somehow they get presented with a new presentation as a comparison, I think a lot of people would start to pay a lot more attention. They'd start seeing the difference.
Yeah. Yeah, the comparison is so important here because it's just shows you what you don't need. That's what the creation worlds are about. It shows you what you don't need and what isn't real. So kind of kind of like qualifies things and helps to the literal mind in a way to sort things out easier. And Todd, do you have any experiences this week? Okay, hi Todd.
How you doing, Val?
Good.
I had some very good dreams this week. I'm just, I'm not, I know I'm nowhere near as old as a fellow of your age, but I keep forgetting them.
Okay.
That was a shot at you too at the age.
Well, how old are you? I'm 69.
Oh, geez, you're really old. I've been getting quite a few shots from my partner all day today. I'm 53.
Okay, you're a youngster. Yes, you are. Well,
and I just got a message from Kara. She says she's there, but she can't seem to get to she can't talk on it.
Okay. Well, I was going to ask her if she's doing any of the transcribing. I think I heard she might have been doing that too. Are you trying to write your dreams down immediately when you wake up, or how does that work for you?
Yeah, I do, but I'll get up and do what I got to do real quick, and then sit down, put the coffee pot on, and I forget what I'm supposed to be writing. So I guess it's more of a I need to get on myself a little harder to make sure I do it.
Well, I think I've said this before. I don't have a lot of real sight experiences myself, so there's other ways of getting it through. I usually get impressions or little nudges or just thoughts come in my head, or I'm looking through, Googling something, using the computer, and stuff comes in. I see stuff on the side, and things are shown to me in certain ways that I just go with it. I mean, life is actually showing us all the time. So it's just a matter of paying attention, whether here in the physical or on the real side, it's constantly showing us stuff. So it's just, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, it's an opportunity to wake up even more.
I think the hardest part is I'm a lot like you. I don't get a lot of the dreams. I get one, pardon me, a few here and again, but I think the hardest part is recognizing some of the things that are happening that you just don't really realize or anything, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it takes a while to get that a recognition. It's seemingly once you get it, once you see how the process works, then you can like tune into it in a way. You're always there in a way. You know, you're always, well, I guess you could say in the now, but you always have access to it. But it takes a while to, or a moment to kind of get that, how this, if you want to say process or mechanism, or how you yourself, each of us, how we each connect to what's going on within us, you could say, because it's different. It's very subtle, and it's very different than what we're used to and conditioned to from the other spiritual, scientific, educational paths. It's not literal. It's more of a just a recognition is all you can say. But that recognition can be gathered up in a certain, you know, you can kind of process it with the personal self in your own way, but you have to find that connection, that bridge in a way. But once you do, then, you know, it's basically part of you. It's you. You've made it, in a way. You've well, yeah. One of the earliest real side experiences I had when I came in here was when I was climbing a mountain, and so were like just thousands of people. If you can imagine this side of this mountain, really, really steep, and people were grabbing tree roots and stones, you know, anything they could grab because it was slippery, it was dangerous. People were sliding off. It was really steep. It was dusty, you know, and just thousands of people trying to claw their way up to the top. And I was up there. Lila was in the experience too. We were in the top, and then I was waiting for this big tsunami to come. That was the idea, this big, like, tidal wave. But basically, you know, what I got is like, you know, there's a certain recognition I had, so I could kind of work off that. I no longer had to climb or scratch my way or be the seeker of truth or whatever, like I was earlier in my life. You know, I was one of those seeker types, all the time seeking something. So in a way, I you know, this experience showed me that I had a certain position. I made it to a certain level, and then I was watching for this tsunami, and that can mean certain things. I'm not sure, but you know, then it's like doing something after that. So you can't just wait around for things to happen. But once you're at the point where I was trying to make is, once you kind of have a certain level of understanding of this, then after that, it's just about doing stuff, you know, doing something. You no longer have to like struggle to seek, or struggle to see, you know, the is, you could say. You're already there. There's no, you know, the personal self no longer has to struggle. You're just there, and then it's just a matter of how you get to contribute. But until you get to that point, it's like, what does this all mean? You know, what are you talking about? And, you know, when you say this, what do you mean? And you see that with Charles. If any of you were on the Skype today with the African Skype with Charles, he's, you know, he's still like asking questions, which is cool. But there's a point where, you know, you don't really need to ask too much anymore, because, you know, you see it's on you. Basically, it's nobody else can recognize this for you. So you come to that point where you just are watchful. Life will show you what you need, and you just go about your business and do what you do and make sense of life, make sense of your own life, and you no longer have to sweat it in a way. It just, keeping up with yourself. You manage your personal self, because that's always going to be around, bugging you. Your personal self. It's always going to be bugging you. Because I see with Dwayne here, living with him, and he still has to deal with his personal self. You know, he's it's a constant. As long as we have this body, it's always going to be. It's got his urges and desires and wants to be fulfilled. You know, it's got a life, but it's just more about managing it so that you can get on with recognizing your real self and going into the real universes, and you know, on and on and on with that. Tim, do you have anything there?
Oh, I had a real side experience last night with Lila too. There were a couple of guys taking advantage of her, and I went after them. I took off or something, but anyway, it's interesting in the dream visions how we see without eyes. I guess that's the real self. Doesn't need the eyes to see, and how that isn't there in the physical anymore. But I guess some dream visions are connected to the emotions and the physical activity going on too, I guess. But just to see it without seeing with our physical eyes, we can see in dreams. And how sometimes the guidance that people get here in the physical comes from their dream visions. Some of the famous miners that struck it rich in life, they had their guidance from their dream visions, where to go dig and stuff like that. So who knows, you know, what to expect in the dream visions, and how important the new you sessions are for having this connection to find out what's real, get some education, real education, and the real guidance in life. Besides, the opportunity to read the new books is so eye-opening too, about what's going on Earth that so many of us weren't aware of at all until we get to read some of this information that's being provided in the new books and on the Skype calls and the Facebook lives and things, where maybe soon it'll be time for a whole batch of the humans to start waking up. It's just like springtime, maybe. After a long winter, when it's finally time, then the real guides will make it so that they're presented with the opportunity to see if they want to get out of these psych realms or if they want to stay.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. I have something else to read that Dwayne wrote today. It's fresh off the press. We can kind of end it with this. And this is called Having Fun in the Mind Matrix by Dwayne the Great Writer. And this is part of what we're doing here is, you know, we're having fun with this. This is not Did you ever have fun in your spiritual paths that you're in? I mean, yeah, maybe in the social part of it, but you know, this is really different than other systems we've been through. It's actually fun at the same time that you know, we're recognizing and becoming more aware. We can have fun with this. And you notice Dwayne uses a lot of humor too, so that's makes it breaks up a lot of things. You know, it's just it's serious, but you can see it in different ways, and humor brings it around to different viewpoints in a way that, you know, kind of helps you relax and be easy with yourself and others. Because some of this stuff is pretty heavy, but the humor breaks it up. So he says, creation is a little tiny place in life that looks big and interesting from the personal self because of how the created consciousness of each person here has become. Many, many lifetimes ago, for each of us, the personal view was much different, and since then there has been a decline according to and from the real awareness of everyone involved here. So, Rebazar and Paul and Dwayne have created the new nowness of the true reality life is, the all-isness, the all is, for everyone to have the real opportunity to completely wake up from the old restricting consciousness that has formed over thousands of lifetimes. Instead of learning to see more with the whole of life, it has come to be so that the collective created consciousness in creation has made agreements with being more unaware than becoming more aware. Most people have been fooled and deceived into thinking that science and technology have made themselves to be smarter people who can enjoy and chase the thrills of having fun in this mind matrix house of mirrors. By doing so, everyone has become more restricted and tap-lined by the world controllers who operate human farming on this planet Earth and many more round worlds like this one. Of course, most people do not have the time to see through what they have agreed to for so many unconscious lifetimes and how they are headed for many more unless they decide to wake up now. You, the real you, came here to become more aware and to learn to recognize the true reality life is. But you forgot why you came here in the first place. Because you have been raised as you have, and by those who do not know what they are doing here, your life is more about having fun and chasing thrills until you are once again too old to remember you were ever here. Very real. You have to take the risk to wake up and see more. Have fun with us, universal super beings, becoming more aware. Okay, guys, let's sing the new you, and then, you know, we're off to becoming more aware. Okay, so I'll start, and then I'll go around here. And Tim, do you have anything else? I know you have to get going here.
No.
Okay. New you. Tim?
No. You.
Kevin? New you. And thanks, Kevin, for recording the call. Todd?
New you.
Okay, Edward.
New you.
Okay, thanks everybody.